Sometimes I just gotta start. Hello and welcome to the Experiencing Love podcast. I'm your host, Philip Jocks, and I'm so glad that you're here. I got nothing right now. Sometimes my head is empty, like right now. I've got nothing going on up there. But even if my mind is empty, my heart is always full. So on this Saturday evening, I just want to practice a little bit of gratitude. You can never go wrong with being grateful. You can't be sad, you can't be scared, you can't be upset and angry when you're practicing true gratitude. And not just thinking about what you're grateful for and not just writing it down, but actually feeling the gratitude. You know the difference. You felt the difference. So why are you grateful for what you're grateful for? Oh, you like that tongue twister? What's the reason that you're grateful for everything that you're grateful for? I'm grateful for everything that I'm grateful for because everything in my life has a purpose. Everything in everybody's life has a purpose. And funny enough, sometimes that purpose is to be the most mundane thing, the most ordinary and generic part of our lives, but to still be there. Sometimes you need a lot of the mundane, you need a lot of the ordinary to really place value on the other things in your life. You know, maybe sometimes we need the rough experiences and the rough challenges to really appreciate the good ones. Or I might even say, maybe I need the difficult to handle experiences, maybe the difficult people in my life, because it helps me value everything else in my life. I also see them as learning moments and learning experiences, especially people that are a challenge for me, because I acknowledge that it's not them, it's me. They're never the problem. I never have to wonder if I can trust someone, because ultimately it's up to me how I react. And on the topic of trust, I can trust everybody to do exactly what they do normally. When I say I trust everyone, it's because I watch their actions, not their words. By watching their actions, I could decide, all right, this person is true to their word. All right, this person isn't true to their word. All right, this person values eating healthy. All right, this person values sitting home and playing video games. But no matter what, I can trust them to be exactly who they are. That's what I love about trust. What else am I grateful for today? What else is special? Or maybe not so special? Wow, I really got nothing. And not because I can't answer whatever the last question was, even though I kind of forgot it already. I paused for a long time. But I truly don't know where I want to take this episode. I don't know where I feel called to take this episode. What if I went the opposite direction? What if I started exploring the fear side of things? Experience love, and part of experiencing love is experiencing fear. Is there a fear that I want to explore? What's crazy is I have a part of me that's genuinely considering not posting anything right now. It's late in the day and I just know that this isn't me showing up as my best right now. You know what, I want to kind of explore that real quick. Why do I always have to show up as my best? Or why am I afraid of not showing up as my best? When I look at it mathematically, at least 36 and a half days of this year are going to be the bottom 10% of the year. At least 180 of those days are going to be in the bottom half. So I can't expect to be at my top 10%, top 1% of days every single day. What's this standard that I'm setting? I agree that I want to raise my standards so that even my bottom 10% are at a higher standard than they were before. And I think I am doing that every single day. And you know what? Just showing up is better than my old 10%. My old 10% usually would have given up at this point. This is the 81st episode. Nearly 2.5 months of recording. I don't even have that many things that I talk about anymore, and it's not easy to post every single day. Recording a 10-minute audio every single day, especially when there's not much variety going on in my life right now. I find myself in this routine, and there's bits and pieces that change, of course, and I see different people every single day, but in the grand scheme of things, they're pretty much the same every single day. And that's fascinating to me because I'm currently going through a pattern where I'm doom scrolling a lot. Maybe not even doom scrolling, I guess it would be more like binge watching. And I haven't been able to pinpoint why until, as I'm saying it out loud now, I realize it's a way for me to get variety into my life. The more I watch, the more variety I have. And with the rest of my life being very certain, very stable, very repetitive, I'm not surprised that I look for that in my life. And if that's a pattern that I want to change, I need to make sure to meet the same needs that the old pattern is meeting. The old pattern was meeting that certainty that I would get enjoyment and that uncertainty and that variety of having something different in my life. So I need something that I can be certain about, that I would enjoy, while also having that variety of new things happening. In that way, I could replace the binge watching. That would help a bunch. I used to do a bunch of rock climbing, and I would love to go back to it sooner rather than later. And I remember that every single week there was something new at that gym. Every week they would take down a portion of the wall and put up a new one. New routes, new puzzles. Going to a standard gym now, there is no variety like that. I have to create that variety in my routine. Change things up, move things around, progress, challenge myself. But outside of that 2-hour period of every day, where's the variety? Where's the change? Where's the difference? Maybe that's where my focus should be for the coming days. Tomorrow's Sunday. Tomorrow, I give myself the mini vacation day to not push myself that hard. And maybe I can let my mind focus on that question. How can I create more variety in my life? I'm so excited for the end of this month to really crush my old limiting beliefs and create new ones. And same with my old patterns. Because I used to go through the process of just doing it with beliefs, but I find that when I really go into the process of patterns and habits and implementing those into my life, it's like integrating your new empowering beliefs into your life. Logically, structurally, like tangibly, making it actually exist and not just this idea of an old belief changing. I give myself a lot to think about and a lot to grow with and a lot to change, and the best part is I feel like I'll change a couple things here or there and then I'll revert in a couple other areas until I find this sweet spot. And then I'll be in that sweet spot for a little while, and then that'll get very certain and very repetitive, and then I'll need that shift and that change and that variety. Somehow I've recorded for much longer than I expected today, and of course that's going to get dwindled down, but it is just about showing up. Good days, bad days, happy days, sad days, I'll keep showing up. Because even now in these days I'm learning how I want to show up and what I want to create, and you've heard this many, many times. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. Remember to always fill up with the love, and I look forward to seeing you in the next one. I love you.